The Belly. Rematch clause comes from your side, not mine. Stop whining and ducking. Be a man. Ink the contract or vacate the belt. I need undisputed. And not to play your stupid games. The Belly. I accept your offer. 70-30 split to fight with you on April 29th at Wembley. But you will promise to donate to Ukrainian immediately after the fight. On £1,000,000 on every day of your deal, you will pay 1% from your poorest to Ukrainian people. Deal?
Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, today we're going to talk about Tyson Fury and basically his new nickname, Greedy Belly, christened to him by Alexander Usyk. Now, if we cast our minds back to when Tyson Fury got banned by the British Boxing Federation, the British Boxing Board, because of the steroid allegations when the farmer, and apparently it was wild boar meat or some kind of boar meat that they've ate or whatever, and it had steroids in it. I think this was just before he had his lapse, and basically he went off the rails and drank and partied and did whatever basically he shouldn't be doing if he's a boxer. And then he said he got depression and this, that and the other. If you cast your mind back before, Tyson Fury used to be righteous. He used to be very outspoken and he'd say things that he believed were right. And he used to get a lot of stick for that. A lot. And the public at one time couldn't stand him. But when he came back and he made his comeback, and obviously that was his redemption arc, and he made his redemption story, he become basically a hero for people, especially with mental health and people that obviously were struggling with the weight and stuff like that, because mental health can be tied into diet and weight and stuff like that. But anyway, point I'm trying to make is he realised something once he come back, and what he realises is that if you say the right things and you're convincing enough, most of the public will believe you, even if it's a lie. Because if we recall, he was supposed to give some of his winnings to charity, and then that never happened. And why didn't it happen? Because it's a case of, I'll say what I want, but I'll do what I want. So, being in that, once he fought Deontay Wilder the first time, even though it was a cherry pick by Wilder that backfired, he used it to his advantage because he knew once he had his number, he could beat him. So, those fights kind of, how can I put it, solidified his position within heavyweight boxing and made him more palatable to the public, especially the American public as well, because he had made his debut there before when he struggled with Steve Cunningham, and obviously realised what he had to do, because he couldn't deal with his speed and obviously the size of Cunningham, even though he was a cruiserweight. But going back to what I was saying about Wilder, once he felt Wilder's power, and then he realised he needed to change his tactics and just bully him and use his size and become an aggressive counterpuncher, he realised something. He realised that he might not have to take hard fights after that fight, because we all know he's in his decline. He struggles with his weight. He struggles with living the life, even though he states that he does. He doesn't really. He has his moments when, don't get me wrong, the exercise, the boxing, the superstar and the fame, all of that, and the money that he's making now than what he's made from his career before, it's totally night and day. So it's a case of milking the cow for as much as he can while he can. And the point I'm trying to make is that I think chickens have come home to roost with a lot of British fans, boxing fans, and a lot of fans all over the world concerning Tyson Fury, because what he's doing is he's telling you what you want to hear, and by him telling you what he wants you to hear, or what he thinks you want to hear, he can do no wrong and he can get away with it and do whatever he wants. So in that respect, he can cash in and make as much money as he wants. Because Usyk has hit the nail on the head. He is a greedy belly. Greedy belly is the accurate description of Tyson Fury, down to his physical attributes and down to his mentality when it comes to marketing himself and making money in boxing. Because there's a pattern that seems to keep happening when it comes to fights. Just when you think the fights are going to get made, the best fights that we're going to get, he changes tactics and he uses money and other people's so-called greed to pull the rug out from the rest of the fans and use that as a negotiation and a bargaining tool to lowball the other fighters into the point that he knows they won't fight. So by doing that, he can say, well, I offered them this, they don't want that, so they don't want the fight. He kind of did the same thing with Dillian White. I think Dillian White only took the fight because that was the only ever shot he was ever going to get at the world title, and he knew he would never, ever, ever get a shot, probably, for a while. So he just took it, even though he got lowballed to the point that it was ridiculous. And we all know he should have got more money than what he got. And people saying, oh, he's greedy, he's this, he's that, and he's this and he's that. But like, at the end of the day, he wanted to fight Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury stole his chance to fight Deontay Wilder. And I don't even know how he jumped the queue ahead of Dillian. And instead Dillian kept taking stupid fights and taking fights that he didn't need to take, and then almost ruined his mandatory shot. And then ended up fighting the person he wasn't even supposed to really fight, the person that stole his shot at the title. And it's not just once that this happened to White. It happened to him twice, because it happened to him with Dominic Brazil as well. So it's pretty sad that people in boxing have let certain things happen and let things play out the way they've played out. Now, if I say what I'm going to really want to say about this scenario, people are going to say, oh, you're just saying it for the sake of saying it and this, that and the other. But a big thing that plays a part in boxing, whether people like to admit it or not, race seems to play a part. Now, depending on this particular race of a fighter, sometimes they get certain kinds of, how can I put it, preferences and favourites, but not always. Sometimes it can be down to connections and organisations that are in bed with certain heads of boxing boards as well. So the right kind of money greases the right palms to make things go smooth. But there seems to be a pattern with certain fighters where they get to do whatever they want and they always get shots at the title even after they've lost, and even if they're not deserving of these shots, which is just ludicrous. Surely you should build yourself like everyone else, fight the number one or the top guys in your division, and then obviously get your final eliminator and then get your shot. How can someone just sidestep everything and then get a shot and not have, and then obviously the person that has the belt doesn't defend it against the mandatory? It don't make any sense. But this is what boxing's come down to, is corrupt. So in that respect, if the boxing board, if the organisations are corrupt and the promoters and the people that work with them are corrupt, it's going to rub off on the fighters, and eventually they're going to be corrupt, because it's all about making money. So that's what's happened to Tyson Fury. He's been corrupted by everything around him, and because he never got the love and the adulation like Anthony Joshua got, because of the way he was outspoken and the way he was, now he's milking it for as much as he can. So Greedy Belly's just doing whatever he wants. So basically, it's a case of chickens have come home to roost, and British fans, boxing fans, and world fans, especially casual fans, they're getting a dose of their own medicine, because you hail this guy as the best of all time since Muhammad Ali, and this, that, and the other, and really his resume is not even all that. There's other heavyweights in the division that have got better resumes than his, and the active and the fighting, and they're not pulling chicanery and trickery and robbing the fans of fights that we're supposed to see. They're just selling us, and he's selling us garbage to the point where it's just ridiculous. No one wanted to see Fury versus Ngannou, but it's about money. He's seen what happened with Jake Paul. He's seen what happened with all the YouTubers, KSI, with Logan Paul, with Mayweather. He wants some of that cash. It's easy money. You're fighting a UFC MMA fighter that doesn't box, and you know you can just beat him whenever you want. You'll make it entertaining for the fans because you're getting your money off the Saudis. But then when you're ready, you'll turn it on and just knock him out. And then you'll go, oh, he was the best thing since sliced bread. He was a tough guy, you know. It was a good fight and blah, blah, blah. So you'll just sell us a dream. It's entertainment. You'll just sell us what we want to see, which is a load of rubbish. It's not boxing. And people are going to pay for this because boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, it's a joke. It's a farce now. It's just a farce. It's just a farce. And I blame Fury, and I blame Deontay Wilder as well. And I blame other heavyweights as well. And I blame PBC, I blame Al Heyman as well. And I blame Mauricio Sulaiman. And I blame all the other corrupt people and the corrupt judges in boxing. Because this is what it's come to now, where it's that corrupt. The fighters are even in on it, just doing what they can to just rob the public. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Greedy Belly. If you think I'm wrong, leave the comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think about Greedy Belly, and tell me what you think about the fact that the heavyweight division's been held up by especially two people, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Like, comment and subscribe, and that's another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.